this question might sound a little bit crazy, but
Yeah.
you guys are always, like you said, you guys take the risk, like fighting Josh Taylor, fighting Lomachenko. You guys take those risks, and you guys are also looking for like more legacy type situations, right? So next weekend we have Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Like, do you think, and like I said, it might sound crazy, but could you see your son saying, look, he'll fight the winner just to become undisputed again at 147
Yo,
pounds?
listen. My son does better with the bigger dudes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because when he fights bigger dudes, listen. When we fought Josh Taylor weighed in at 163 the next day before the fight, 163 pounds. My son has been sparring these big dudes since he was 13, 14 years old. That's when I knew he was going to be a star because, he was beating these world champions at 13, 14 and sparring, and that's when I knew that he was talented. Of course, bro, we could go into a fight with a big dude because my son carries a punch. And that's what these kids don't have. These young fellas don't have that punch nobody has like for the young guys. My son is the only one that can carry that punch up to the 147, 154 pound division. You know, and that's why Josh Taylor got beat the way he got beat. He felt that power. You know, and what saved him from not getting knocked out was because my son was having a great time in there. He just wanted to box the shit out of him. He was having a good time.
Do you do you,
And that's gonna happen to everybody, bro. Listen, the bigger you are, the easier it is for us because what happens is you're faster, you're smarter. You know, boxing is not about how big you are. In boxing, you gotta have power, you gotta have smartness, you gotta be real smart, and you gotta set up a guy for freaking punches. You know what I'm saying? Josh Taylor did everything, man. Josh Taylor turned from being southpaw, he turned righty in the fight. I don't know if you noticed. He turned righty. He tried to back up. He tried to go forward. He tried to go backwards. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. You know what I'm saying? And you know why? Because once you have Slick Boxer Gordo in there, ain't nobody could beat him. You know what I'm saying? He's like just too smart for everybody. You know, and
so
um
so
and
official
and, and you
so
saw it. You saw it in the fight. Yeah, we could fight. We could go up to 147, bro. No problem. You know what I'm saying? But we have to do our thing first at 140. You
yeah.
know.
Now my last question for you is, like in the past we've spoke and you would say that when I would ask you about who's gonna win between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, you were always just like, look, it's 50-50, but you're rooting for Spence because you don't want Crawford to become undisputed before like
No,
the
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said that. Well, in a way, I did say that, but I said it different. I said that I want my son to be the first undisputed, two-time undisputed champion, which to me he already did. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what anybody says.
so
Josh Taylor did not lose the belts to nobody. And that all happened in less than a year. When he lost those belts, and that's because he didn't fight. He didn't want to fight for the belts. So I consider myself to be undisputed 2 times in a row. But if on paper, yes, we would like that to happen. So, we would like to face Prograis. We would like to clean out the 140 weight division before we go to 147. And I always said that.
would you guys be open
I
to
mean, Derek James told Crawford, my son already did that.
do you expect Spence to pick up that win because he's bigger, stronger? Do you think do you think
Listen,
Crawford got too much
I
gas?
don't, I look, I don't take nothing away from Crawford. I don't take nothing away from Spence, man. They both dogs, and it's gonna be a hell of a fight. You know, I have a little bit of edge more towards Spence because he's the bigger dude, and I've seen Spence hurt with Ugas, and he just gets stronger, man. That guy is just incredible. And I just want to watch a great fight. Let's see who wins.
Gotcha. Ray, looking forward to it. Look, man, you already know I always appreciate when you jump on with me. This might be like a little bit of a tricky question for you, but Do you expect to see your son continue to fight on ESPN and Top Rank, or you're not really too sure?
Of course, why not?
Well, just
Of course,
asking because
yeah,
your son
yeah.
was just making a few comments, so just have
Listen, listen to me. My son always clears out what he says. He's very critical to himself. He's a big critic about himself and what he does because he wants to be the best. And that's why, after the fight, he told everybody, he goes, "Do I still got it?" You know what I'm saying? So he shut everybody up that night, with that question. So yeah, he's just the type of person that likes to be perfect. And he really liked the fight with Josh Taylor. He said, "Papi, I felt really good. I felt explosive, and I think we had a good camp. My son-in-law did all his physical training, and I was focused more on his legs. I told my son-in-law, his name is Laurent. He's the one that did his physical training. I told Laurent, I said, listen, man, I want you to work on his legs, on his legs. Please make those legs strong as hell. My son was lifting up like 345 pounds, because I knew Josh Taylor was going to use that leverage towards, that he does. I study him fighting, and I seen the way he just leans on people, like try to, make those legs, go away. And I didn't see none of that in the fight. He was strong. I mean, he was really strong, man. With a dude like that, man, it was like watching like a guy fighting a way different division. I mean, Josh Taylor looked like a super belt welterweight. You know what I'm saying? He looked huge. And my son made it happen.
sure.
All the tricks that Josh Taylor does on everybody, we was ready for that. We was ready for everything, man. We studied him really good, like just the same way we did with Loma.
Gotcha. Look, man, like I said,
Yeah.
really appreciate you taking the time. It's always love. Hopefully, I'm gonna see you again
I
soon.
wanna like what I want to tell you something. I want to fight for Grace. I want to fight somebody big in the 140.